Hey, slasher scream queens, welcome to the Horror Daddies Podcast.
Where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies in them.
Yeah, brother. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, brother.
We got split screen effects right now.
Yeah, we're twins, as you can't tell.
I'm Smash.
And I'm Dash.
Yeah, and we from the deep south, baby.
Yeah, baby. Florida raised.
Puerto Rico. Oh.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna be your film daddy, Smash.
And I'm your horror daddy, Dash.
And what movie did we watch today, Dash?
Smash and Dash. We watched 2025's Sinners. Written, directed by Ryan Coogler, with a budget of $90 million. Sinners has made $121 million so far. It's only week 2.
Week 2 is projected to have $300 million by the end of its run.
And it better or more. Y'all better go see this fucking movie now on IMAX.
Yeah, before we say anything, go to the theaters and watch this. This is the movie where people go, there's no original movies out anymore.
Yup.
This is the movie. You guys need to support this movie.
Go see it. Like I said, on IMAX. It's a fucking experience.
I regret I didn't watch it on IMAX, and I regret it because I heard what happened, and it's really cool, and it's only in IMAX. Apparently, Ryan Coogler did say that it's going to be, that version in IMAX is going to be the one in Blu-ray. So there's something that happens in that movie that is not in the original, and it's in IMAX, and it's really cool, so you guys should watch that. And
yes.
if you guys can, obviously. But obviously, even if you just watch it original, like just a standard format, watch it too. Just support the movie, please.
Support it. But the sound design, oh my God, y'all, on IMAX. Like, people were hyping the fuck out of this movie, and I was
worried. I was a little worried.
I was like, I've had this happen.
Yeah.
Where it was very hyped, and I go see it, and I was like, that's it. I'm trying to remember what movie it was specifically, but I fucking can't right now, and I hate it. But I know we've had that experience together. Yeah. But when I tell you the hype is real. It's real.
Yeah. Oh, Megan.
Was it Megan?
I think Megan, we were all like, everyone's like, yo, Megan's crazy. Maybe. It's so much fun. And then we watch and we're like, well, I guess,
It's me, the second Megan 2.0, now that
looks kind of hype.
Yeah. Superhero Megan. Okay.
But if you can't tell, we love the movie.
We did.
It's such an experience in theaters. Our theater was packed. I mean, you guys said
our theater was very packed too. Very last minute going to see it. That's why we're sitting here right now as twins, smash and dash. That's what we're gonna do to your girl, smash and dash. Okay, or your son. Wow.
Yeah, we don't discriminate.
No.
But the movie it's just phenomenal. Like everyone in that movie fucking killed it. Like. Everyone was just so fantastic. The music, just the storytelling, and the vampires.
Ooh,
like kind of sick. I can't lie.
Hot and scary.
Yeah, like
I was here for it. The time era, I loved it. It very reminded me of the show Interview with the Vampire. It takes around the same time era. The South, the whole southern part of it. I can sit here with monsters all day. Watching the movie, I did get it, not inspiration because I didn't make the movie, but like visuals of From Dusk Till Dawn, which I was just reading that he did get inspired by From Dusk Till Dawn. Bless you.
That's gonna be a write up later. Okay.
So like I was just like, oh my God, I'm loving this movie.
And it's funny because Dash came up to me and was like, "Yo, Smash." What did it remind you of? And I literally was like, Dusk Till Dawn, like the third act of that movie was so much, and then the whole two brothers, and it's just such a great, amazing spoiler. I mean, it's in the trailer.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, thank God I missed a lot of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the trailer does show. I wish I didn't see the trailer because the surprises would have been really cool, but it doesn't ruin the movie. Obviously, it's just that Haley Steinfeld. Her turning is in the trailer. It's like a majority of the trailer.
That's because I think what I saw was maybe one of the very first trailers back when it first came out, and I remember her going, "We gonna kill every last one of y'all," and I was like, I was waiting for that the whole movie, and I was like, oh. I'm watching this. That's the only thing I've seen.
Yeah.
And then Michael B. Jordan shooting a gun during the day. So I was waiting for that. But that doesn't happen until, spoiler alert, the very end. Very end. I was like, okay, so I didn't see a lot of this movie. And
Yeah. I will say, like, the trailer really doesn't show you much. It's just those moments where it's like, I feel like the surprise could have been better for me, but like it doesn't ruin the movie at all. It's still such a cool scene.
Yeah.
Like it, I can't wait to jump in because we're gonna glaze the fuck out of this movie because it deserves it. It is incredible. So that's what I'm saying. Please watch this movie.
Now be mindful. I am a very forgetful person. I watched it last night.
Yeah, so, same. I watched 2 movies last night, and I'm trying to like make sure.
So if I forget anything, forgive us.
Yeah.
Also, sorry again, but we will be recording the movie after this movie. So
for the Wolfman. That's gonna be next week's episode. Don't worry, we're gonna do that.
Sorry again, last minute. He told me in the middle of the week. I said, let me see if I can make it to the movie, and I didn't even tell him, but I made it to the movie, and I was like, hey, I'll just post a picture. He'll see it.
And I was in the theater going, oh shit, we are covering it. Okay. I was excited. So it was so funny because we went to go watch Star Wars Episode 3 that got re-released in theaters.
Revenge of the Sith.
Oh,
Revenge of the Sith. I was like, let me just make sure I said it right.
The better one of the prequels, which after watching it, we were kind of laughing because it was like, this kind of bad.
I was like, ooh,
5 out of 5 still.
I got to show you something actually because I was like, oh, that's debatable because I like the Darth Maul one. But, but that's nostalgia.
You need to watch that movie. That movie's bad. We watched that in theaters when they got re-released and we left being like, damn, that was horrible.
Remind me, there's a picture I want to show you.
Okay, I'm excited.
This, yeah.
But we watched that. Oh, I bought the tickets so I can take her to the movie. And then she's like, hey, you want to watch double feature Sinners? And I was like, oh, fuck, that's great. So we bought 2 tickets in the same theater. And then we like just stayed in the theater. I will say I missed the beginning part of Sinners.
I didn't. But he honestly...
I heard I didn't miss much.
You didn't miss much. And I kind of glad he kind of did because I feel like the opening... kind of gives you what happens at the end.
They do like a thing where like it comes back.
Yeah, it's like a day earlier, but so I was like, okay, you kind of get where's it?
Yeah,
it was gonna happen.
Well, it said 7:25. I got to the theater like 7:30. The movie was already damn playing. I was like, oh, whoa, like what did I just miss? And like 10 people were walking in and they're like, wow, the movie's already started and we're like 10 minutes into the movie. I'm like, oh fuck.
Were you on Cinemark?
Trailers.
Weren't they the ones that were saying no for more trailers?
AMC. AMC.
Oh, okay. Were they the ones that are like, or was this just people in general saying, oh, movies should start at the time where it says?
I think people were saying in general.
Oh, okay.
Like I think they're trying to do where like please let us know how much trailer beforehand and then the movie will start. But like we watched Star Wars and that one had trailers.
I feel like yeah, I feel like people need to just shut the fuck up. And if a movie starts at 7:30, it's already programmed in everyone's mind that we know that there might be trailers. So we will have to like maybe 7:35, 7:40 to get there. That's the theater being nice and letting you, because it's like kind of like those friends that we have that's like, hey, the party starts at 10, but we gotta let her know it starts at 3 because she's gonna show up at 10.
She's gonna show it late. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like that's the reason they do it.
Yeah, they do that. And like obviously like you're aware, you have time to get your popcorn and do whatever and then just go to the theater and just sit down. It's just like a couple, you do that for Hulu. You do that for fucking Peacock.
Yeah, but because I'm the bitch that's like, no, we're watching the trailers whether you want to or not. We're watching the trailers because let me tell y'all something. They showed the trailer for him, Jordan Peele's new flick. Girl.
Didn't you see? I didn't see
and
that.
I don't like football. But I'm gonna like football after that movie.
I think my complaint about people who's complaining is that like this has been a thing forever.
Yeah,
since before we were born.
Yeah,
exactly.
like trailers have been a thing for a long time. I don't know why. I think everyone's TikTok brain is just like, I want to watch a movie. I don't want to like wait and wait.
ADHD.
Wait. Yeah, it's ADHD brain. So.
Yeah, they got like that TikTok brain rot, and like if it doesn't happen right away. It jingle, 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 jingle. Like they had to catch your attention every second.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I went to this movie, with the same amount of sleep I went to see Maxine, and I was very afraid. I was like, holy fuck, I'm gonna fall asleep at the end. I did go get a triple shot iced caramel macchiato at Starbucks beforehand, and then the movie started, and I'm like, fuck, don't do this to me. But let me tell y'all, this how good this movie is, and how good the music in this movie is, because I was awake.
Yeah.
And the guy next to me, he was the kind of guy that's like, he'll talk a little bit here and there. He'll say like, damn, this bit dumb. And I was kind of laughing because I can hear him. And he'll also be the one that's like, oh, movie's getting good. Let me. And I was like, oh yeah, let me get up with him then. Like I was like, I didn't know who he was, but if you know, you were sitting next to me, you were fun.
Okay, there you go. I kind of would have been annoyed. I'm like, motherfucker, shut up. I'm experiencing the movie.
It was kind of funny. I couldn't hear him either way.
Oh, I see.
Like it's so loud.
Yeah, that's true. And
Even
IMAX
if he was talking more.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's amazing. I'm gonna just jump into the cast because if not, we're gonna keep talking forever about it. No. Don't be sorry, baby. There's nothing to be sorry.
We also got to see what we thought this week.
Oh, that's true. Right after this.
Okay.
All right. So let's start with the star of the movie, Michael B. Jordan as Smoke and Stack.
You know, I love that Michael B. Jordan went all these years not telling no one he had a twin brother. I was like, Michael B. Jordan, where'd he come from?
Oh, bro, for real.
We all could have had a piece of him.
Is that Michael C or Michael A?
Which
one is it?
It's still Michael B.
No, B is B.
Well, it's B.
A, B, C.
No, it's Michael B. Jordan and then Michael B. E. Jordan. Michael B.
Oh, I see.
B and B.
The second.
Yeah.
The third. We got Miles Caton as Sammy, which I didn't know Miles Caton was an R&B singer, and this was his actual first role in a movie.
Amazing voice.
Bro, that man's voice, when he started talking, I was like, whoa, his voice is so deep. Like
I was in a trance, like if he was a vampire.
Yes, I was like, wow, he has a beautiful voice. Yes.
Thank you, Vin.
We got Haley Steinfeld. Oh my God.
We gonna kill every single one of y'all. It's like, yes, girl.
Please.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, yes, thank you, Vin. She is very beautiful. We got Wuni Mashaku, which plays Annie, which spoilers, she should have been the final girl. She should have been.
Really? Wait,
yes.
Which one was Annie again? Sorry.
The Sage girl.
Oh, yes. I loved her.
She was, I was like, that's you. That's like, if you were in,
I was like,
this would be your character in your movie.
Me.
Yeah. Like selling shit and like she knew everything, the lore.
There was one part where she's like, don't tell your mama I give you this because she come over here crazy. I'm going to beat her ass. I'm like, yes, girl. Yes, girl.
No, I loved her. She was so fantastic.
Also, D down by Michael B.
Bro, that scene was I was like, damn, that was hot. Like, we got Jack O'Connell as Remick, the main baddie.
Oh, girl, that that has some competition.
Ooh, we got Delroy Lindo as Delta. We got Omar Benson Miller as Cornbread. We got
I love Cornbread.
Cornbread is fucking amazing. Jamin Lawson as Pearline. Lee Jun Lee as Grace Chow. We got Yao as Bo Chow.
Him too.
Yeah, he's Filipino, half Filipino.
Hit me up, my Filipino people. Okay.
We got Peter. I'm sorry, Lola Kirk as Joan, and then I'm gonna just also mention Buddy Guy as jazz musician.
Sammy.
So that is the main cast of the movie. Everyone, y'all need to win something at the Oscars. I'm sorry,
a couple of things at the Oscars.
If at the very minimum, music, cinematography, and literally supporting character, like you guys were all like so incredible.
And you know what? I might die on this hill. It might change my mind, but so far, best horror movie of 2025.
I know.
And I don't know what can beat it.
Do you think this is like the best vampire movie so far? Because I think this beats Nosferatu by a little bit. Because I like Nosferatu. Don't get me wrong.
I did too, but
it's fantastic.
You know what? I kind of have to agree there.
Yeah.
But it's not the same year, so we're good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they might be competing against each other.
No, because Nosferatu already...
Oh, shit, you're right. Yeah.
It
was at the end.
Yeah, they're not. So we're good.
No.
We're good.
But I will say, at least for vampire media, this is a contender to be one of the best because not only the vampires are cool, because they feel like a small part of the movie.
And that's the thing. This movie is not... It's a vampire movie, but the vampires are like a second thought.
Yeah, it's like a story with vampires. It's not the vampire movie. But the vampires are so fucking cool. And they do it so well with minimal work. And I don't know, it just works. And it's just like, the thing is that the world around it is so unique and feels real.
Yeah.
And then having this fictional creatures living in it just makes it so much more, like so much better. It's great.
I can literally sit in this world with the vampire aspect all day. Yeah. And I have. Because Interview with the Vampire is 8 hours and it's in the same time era. And I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this again. Like we said, we're going to be glazing it. So before we get into the movie, what demons did you fight?
Let me tell you. So on Friday morning, Thursday morning, one of the mornings, I didn't accidentally. Oh my God, all my notes got deleted. Oh, no. I got a new phone. Not a new phone, but I rechanged my phone. No, I have it here. So, I got off work around like 6:40-ish, close to 7. And I'm going home. And out of nowhere, traffic stops on I-4.
I saw your tweet.
Fucking completely.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay, maybe an accident just happened in front of me, so we're going to try to skid-a-daddle. Bitch, I was in that traffic for 2 motherfucking hours. Oh, no. I didn't get home till fucking 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you would have already been asleep. If you came at the right time, you were already asleep.
I was so mad because it's like, when I get home, I have a routine.
Yeah.
I got 5 to 6, 7 animals to take care of, depending who needs attention at the time. Because the snake and the gecko, they just need their lights on and call it a day. They usually don't need anything. But then I'm trying to work out. That takes about another hour. I also have to make myself breakfast. I also like to go on the TikTok and try and fall asleep. I have a whole routine that I do. Also in the shower, I gotta sing. I gotta do all that stuff in the bathroom. You don't know what I mean.
I used to hear it.
Yeah. So like getting home at 10, I was stressed the fuck out. And then the next day at work, I was fucking tired.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, my whole shit is ruined. Because you wake up earlier to like have dinner with your partner and everything, and then you go take a little nap before you leave. Now that's just ruined because now you're like trying to do that with less sleep.
Even though we did change our schedule, so now I wake up like around 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
But even then, getting home at 10 is still late for me. I'm still used to, my mind is still like, you have to be in bed by before 11.
It's a routine that you have in place.
And also I'm not taking melatonin. So like my body usually by itself will wake up at 7, at 6, and I feel better that way.
Yeah.
Nah, that day ruined my whole thing. Anyways.
That sucks. Was there an accident at least?
There was a fatal accident apparently.
Wow. And thank God you said it before what I was about to say. Okay, I was gonna do the Shrek meme. Somebody better be dying.
Well, someone did apparently. And well, I looked up on the news what happened because Frankie called him. He's like, that accident has been like that since I left for work. My man leaves for work
at like 2 in the morning.
At
right?
2 in the morning. So he passes by there around 3 o'clock maybe. And it was still backed up. And
because they had to close everything.
They had to close. Yeah. And I'm like, I better see a car on fire.
Literally, someone better be dying.
By the time I passed wherever it might have happened, nothing was there.
Oh my God.
And then there were people being crazy. There were people who got stalled, I guess, on the side because, people got cars that heat up too much. They got to stop.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot that day. And other than that, that's the biggest thing that happened this week that I was kind of really like, it just had to be me.
Yeah, sorry, brother. I mean, did the little dog show up again?
No, I haven't seen Mateo. And I honestly, listening to Smosh read Reddit stories, I was entertained.
You know who you probably could read Reddit stories? The Horror Daddies Patreon coming soon.
Oh yeah, that too. We should do more.
I'm down. We'll do more. We'll do more because those are fun.
There's one that I want to write because it's kind of like, are we the assholes for that?
Yeah, we should.
Okay,
fuck it, and maybe we'll read it in the show, in the Patreon exclusive.
That's
There's some that I have written down that I want to know your like.
Yeah, save them if you find any. Save them.
Well, from Smosh Reddit stories. So you'll probably, if we ever do them, you'll probably hear the ones that you've already heard. So.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah,
I have a lot of opinions.
Yeah,
because I be listening. I'm like, damn, they kind of right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I said we are working on the Patreon. It's just I'm trying to make it perfect. Patreon is so new to me, so I'm trying to make sure that everything works good, and everything looks professional, and then we have like a kind of a schedule that we can start. Uploading stuff regularly. We don't want to miss because those are also for paying people, so you don't want to miss anything. But yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't find no demons really. Not that I can think of. I kind of like had a chill week.
That's good.
Yeah, like I'm trying to even think. Costco be just full.
Yeah,
and no parking anywhere, and I'm like, motherfuckers. What the fuck? I don't know. Like it's just bad.
We're just too crowded. People need to move out.
It's true.
Why y'all coming here? It's more expensive.
Oh, and then motherfuckers with big ass trucks. Like, what y'all doing with that?
I know. And then they be shorter than me. And then you see them climbing the truck. Like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all compensating for something?
They open the car and then they
yeah. Yeah.
like they free fall. Like what the fuck? Yeah, no, it's just that, honestly. I don't leave my house anymore.
We all don't.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think of like anything really that has happened.
If it doesn't stick out to you, you had a good week.
Yeah, no. I can't complain. That I had a crazy week. My Pinterest closed. They deactivated my Pinterest account for some fucking reason. I don't know what happened.
You have nudes on there?
No. I was like looking.
Yeah.
That's true. No, I checked on my email and I got one saying that like we removed one of your pins for self-harm, and I was like, huh? Like self-harm? And then the next one was like, we deactivated your account due to suspicious activity. I'm like, what? And I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what the fuck happened. So I just remade a new one. So
yeah, I mean, that's what you gotta do.
yeah, so I just moved on. That's all I did. Yeah, no, but no demons right now. But are you ready to talk about 2025's Sinner?
I sure am.
Oh, I'm excited. So, like I said, we watched it last night.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're out of order, or if we don't remember every single line of the movie, then I'm fine. I kind of,
Yeah.
Please forgive us.
Sorry, I had to respond to somebody of emergency. Anyway,
You good?
yes, forgive us. Yeah.
Okay.
Emergency for Carlos. Yeah, so we do open with, I know you missed this. We open with some credits, and if I remember correctly, it was kind of like we want in time in history we get someone that's like really good with music, and like music is like a thing because music is a theme throughout this movie.
Sabrina Carpenter. I'm just kidding.
No. And the music is so good that it obviously brings people together, but it can also bring evil. And then we kind of get like it's like a pictured silhouette drawing, and it's like you kind of see the eyes light up.
It's like a kid's story. Kinda.
Yeah, it seems like. Hey, you know what it reminded me of?
Coraline?
The Candyman.
Oh,
with
yeah.
But it was more the way it was drawn. It felt like cavemen, like like on rocks or something, or like on skin paper. Felt like that. And then we do meet Sammy, and Sammy just is getting to his dad's church, and Sammy is covered in blood. He fucked up, and he's holding a broken guitar, and he walks in the church, and we get these flashes. Like on IMAX, these flashes were so loud. I jumped 3 times, and after the third time, I was like, should I warn the guy next to me that this is gonna happen throughout the movie if it's like this?
You're like, I'm so sorry.
Because I said, oh God. So it's like, he went through like a really rough night, and then his dad is telling him to let go of the guitar, and he's not letting go of it. And then we get to one day earlier.
Gotcha. And this is when I walked in.
Yeah.
I was like, where were the trailers?
Yeah. Which we meet Smash and Dash, Smokes and Stacks.
Yeah, that's where you meet us. No, you meet Smokes and Stack.
Yeah.
And they have this iconic shot from the trailer where Stack is rolling his cigarette and he passes it to...
I'm glad they had one in red and one in blue.
Yeah, that's
Which I was still kind of confused, but the one in red is Stack, the one in blue is Smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see it. So apparently, obviously that was done on purpose because Stack is the comedic genius. He's very charismatic.
Yeah, which one are we?
You're Stack.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're more charismatic with people.
I turn into a vampire.
If I have to be charismatic, I'll do it. But I'm usually more like serious.
Okay.
But so Stack is the charismatic person that like finds connections, and Smoke is the more cold and personality, which is the blue and the red.
I'm only laughing because of course I would be the one to fall in love with a white man. Because in the movie,
a straight white man, and it's like, no, I can't be with you anymore.
Yeah, because in the movie, Stack is with Haley Stein, or
Maria.
that's his kind of love interest, Mary.
Mary,
Yeah.
Maria
so
was in the last movie.
I was like, of course that would be me.
Yeah, that would be you.
Yeah.
No, but there's like this iconic shot of them passing the cigarette, because which I do find, I love the little detail that Stack is always like rolling his own cigarettes, because Stack or Smoke can't do that. That comes back later in the movie. And this shot is so technical. I was telling my girlfriend, like, I was nerding out because it is so technically difficult to have twins in the movie. And when they do it like this, where they're interacting with each other, because they don't just pass it one time, they pass it back to each other. It's like a back and forth. That I think took like 53 times to do it. Like, it is so technically difficult. And honestly, at some point, I thought there was 2 Michael B. Jordans in the world. I was like, I forgot they're not actually twins.
No, this movie Parent Trapped me, because I used to think Lindsay Lohan had a twin.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is like incredible that like it's so believable. There's so many moments where like they're talking to each other and just feels like they're right in front of each other.
And the thing that they could have faked this out by getting actual twins, no, they said like, no, we'll make it work.
Michael B. Jordan wants to get 2 paychecks, baby. Like,
well deserved.
Yeah, seriously.
Also, I get one of each.
That's true. That's true.
Give me the Eiffel
Call
Tower.
that. I was gonna say Eiffel Tower, baby. But they're buying this like what was it like?
They're buying like a barn. It's like a barn.
It's like a sawmill.
Sawmill, yeah.
And they want to turn it into a juke, which back in the day, that this jukes were like a place where, you know, black people would come in and party, live their lives basically, because they had to kind of, due to racism and everything, because this is during Jim Crow.
Yeah.
This was their own thing, and that's why they call it the juke. And this is like some white dude that's like selling them this land, and he feels like he's a little racist.
He is.
Yeah, they were right. But he tells them like, "Oh, I thought you guys were serious about buying this place. The longer I stay here with you guys, I'm kind of regretting my decision."
He has a kind of a sinister secret behind them buying this place too.
And they end up buying it. And their whole thing is that they're finding talent from people that they know.
Yep.
And just inviting people. They're trying to just like, hey, come over tonight. We're going to do the grand opening.
Yeah, so the first hour 10 of this movie is kind of the setup to get to the juke. So, you know, they pick up Sammy. Sammy is their cousin. He's very good with the guitar.
And he's his dad is a pastor. And he's going to become a preacher.
He's preacher from the Uzi. yeah, but he's gonna be a preacher boy. And then so the brothers kind of split up. One takes the truck full of stuff. The other one kind of goes into town, which is the one with the truck. The other one goes. Where does the other one go?
So he went to town, and then
yes,
because
we should split the movie. We should split.
I'm trying to find the order.
So
Smoke has the truck, and he's trying to find like he's more of the business side of everything. Like he is like, I'm gonna go get equipment. And
so he goes into town.
He goes into town, and he meets with the Asian family, and she can do hand signs. Really nice.
And he's getting food from them,
which was really funny because like when little Lisa, the daughter, their daughter. Says like, hey, go get your mom. She walks the street, and it's a one take of her walking and then coming back. I turned to Joy. I went, that was one take, by the way. But it's just them walking, which is kind of funny.
I love that it shows like this man is a businessman because he has 2 stores right across the street, and working them.
Yeah, and he's like a medic too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because so Smoke hires this little girl he sees on the sidewalk. He's like, hey, if I pay you 10 cents an hour or a minute, can you just wash the truck and make sure no one touches it because it has valuables?
And she's like, hell yeah. He goes, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Tell me a number back.
Yes, and I love that.
Because he's teaching them, too.
Yeah, he's teaching them to work for your money or, like, compromise for your money.
Yeah.
So they come to the deal. I think it's like 15 cents a minute or whatever. Yeah. And he goes, and he does the same thing with Chow's wife.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm a businesswoman, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to...
I loved it.
Oh, yeah, she was great.
He was like 10, 20, 15, 14, 50. And I was like,
and put those flowers, we'll do 40. And it's like, okay.
Which we looked up, like $15 back then was at least $300 and something, $400 and something dollars. Which they paid a lot for that damn sign. And then somebody was trying to get in his truck, so he ends up shooting them, which honestly fucking he didn't say anything. He just said, oh, boop.
Yeah, he brought the smoke.
Yeah. And then I love that the guy's son was just standing there like, oh shit. He's like, he has a story to tell now. And then when the wife walks in, it looks like someone got shot outside.
Yeah,
and she knew who it was.
Yeah, she knew, and it comes back later, unfortunately. But yeah, he makes his deals. Then we cut to Stack, and he's finding, kind of recruiting people, and he finds Delta.
Yeah,
and that's his name, right? Slim Delta Slim, I think.
The musician,
guy, right?
Yeah.
And he does like what is that called? The harmonica. Yeah, he does a harmonica. He gets tipped, and basically they're trying to work on the deal. But he makes a good point. He's like, "Your juke just opened. I can go to a juke that I go regularly for years, and get paid my normal wage, and then I have a job at the end of it. I don't know if yours is gonna be here to the next week or the week after. I don't know." But then he goes, "I got Irish beer right here," and he's like a crazy alcoholic, so he's like, fuck it, I'll go with you.
Well, he tries it, and he's like, "Oh, this is kind of good."
And it cuts to him just singing and dancing.
So he's getting paid and alcohol, so he of course agrees to it.
Yeah. But this is where we meet
Mary. So then I was like, "Oh, are these vampires like daywalkers? Like, can they daywalk?"
Because you think,
because the way they first introduced her, she looked like suspiciously like, "Oh, I'm stalking this beautiful
she just
man."
appears.
Yeah. So she walks up to him, and they had a history.
Yeah, and he's like, "Don't fucking look at me."
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, that's funny, because when you were down in my cooter, you were really loving it." And I was like, "Yes, girl, tell him."
But like the whole thing about Mary is that she is part black. She is only like about 15 or something. Like her daddy's mom was 50%. Basically,
or full.
No. Her daddy's mom was half black. Oh, so she looks like, she's like not even half black, and she kind of looks very white passing. And Stack is kind of like, like, don't look at me, like I don't deal with you, like, you know, we're not together. And that kind of is like a theme in the movie with her, is that since she's white passing, she's not considered black. And with the vampires being white, it does come in a full circle. So
and also her mom raised them both, because their dad or something died, I believe. So they were kind of raised as siblings, but they're not really siblings. Not blood. Yeah, exactly. Hey, stepbrother, I got stuck in the dryer. So, and I guess her mom passed, and they didn't show up.
Yeah.
They sent flowers, they said, but they didn't show up, and that hurts her.
Yeah. And we cut to...
And Sammy meets this girl here too.
Oh, Pearly.
Yeah, which he's like, "Hey, do you got a husband?" She's like, "I do." Pearline. He's like, "Hey, I had a husband." He's like, "Happily married?" And she's like, And
he's like, "You better watch out."
Yeah. Yeah.
But she is so fine too. I'm like, damn.
So then we come back to
Smoke, and he's visiting a grave. And I'm gonna be honest, the first time I misinterpreted what was happening, because I thought it was like, oh, she's visiting like a mom or dad's grave, and this is the sibling that ended up staying there. And then they start fucking, and I was like, oh, whoa.
No,
and then I was like, oh,
I kind of put two and two together, that that was a child there, and this is maybe the wife or ex or whatever.
So
and she does like voodoo magic, which I don't know.
She believes in superstitions, right? She knows the history and lore of all these.
But she speaks French at one point, and it makes me think that she's from Haiti.
Oh, maybe. It may be. That could be true, because that's true. She does speak, I think it's French, right?
Creole, or So I was like, okay, so maybe she believes in that Haitian voodoo ritual stuff.
I mean, that makes sense with like how prepared she is with everything.
And she wasn't lying.
Hell no, she knew everything.
She says, "Oh, that thing you got over, it was protecting you." And it was, because at one point they kind of show this aura around him, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, it works."
It's really, really cool. But yeah, they start just fucking, and I was like, damn, that's kind of hot.
Loved it.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah.
So is this when they start opening no, because I will say there's a history. So apparently before the movie, they were releasing stuff on Spotify, and it had like some of the histories of the boys. So they went to the military, And this is how they were able to escape.
Because Stack says that they've been on boats, ships, trains, like they've been around the world.
Yeah, so they basically like were able to escape the
and they were in Chicago.
Yeah, they were in Chicago.
Al Capone was mentioned.
Yes.
Okay.
So they were working for Al Capone, but
so
then he went to jail, and they were able to. They both robbed a bank or something, and they became super rich. And that's where the truck shows. That's like all their wealth and everything. So there's some lore here and there, but they kind of mention it just a little bit on the movie.
And then before the night falls, we meet this guy who's burning up, and I'm like, okay, so they're not daywalkers. They do burn in the sun. And he shows up at this house, and
very Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah,
it's like in the middle of nowhere.
The way shot, but I also there's one particular thing that when he's showing up at the house, there's nothing on the roof yet, and then they open the door, and it's these KKK members because they kind of show one of the hoods in the back, and he's pleading them to let him in, which they do follow the lore of like they can't walk into your house; they have to be invited. I
fucking loved how they did that. It didn't come out cheesy.
Nope,
and it's such a great like tension like device that they used that I was loving. I was like, I'm so
especially
glad
later at the nightclub. I was like, oh, they know the rules here apply.
So good.
The garlic scene later reminded me of The Thing, testing the blood, which they also do in The Faculty, which is another movie he took inspiration from. Yeah, they do the same thing where like we gotta test everyone and see who's infected.
Dude, that shit's so sick.
Anyway, sorry, we're getting ahead. So he's pleading to let them in, and I guess they do because minutes later, as night is falling, these Native Americans show up, and now you see vultures on the roof, meaning there's dead inside, which is a vampire.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, that little thing where vultures still follow these bodies because these bodies are technically dead.
Yeah.
Love the little details.
So cool. Like I'm telling you, it's like the little details in the movies really amplified so much. Everything. It just comes together perfectly.
Yeah.
So I think it's the Tchuku tribe. I can't remember the name, but they're trying to find this vampire, this undead person. But they're noticing it's going to nightfall. So they're like, we gotta go. Like we gotta leave.
They're warning the chief, and the chief is at the door getting threatened by the wife. And he's like, he says something in their language where like, be careful or bless you or whatever, and they leave.
Yeah, because they're like, if you let them in, you're already in grave danger.
Yeah. Which I love this divide too, where like Native Americans, this was their land too, and people are coming and taking over it.
The whole theme of the movie is about, people taking culture away from the natives and Native Americans. That's what happened. So they're kind of trying to stop that from happening to everyone else.
Well, on top of that, there's also this theme of like music bringing people together no matter of where they're from. Or there's this. Oh, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, so
we see that the wife
yeah
shoos them away. They leave,
and
then when she goes back to be like, "Yo, everything's clear," you see Remick just completely covered in blood. His eyes are like, you don't see his face, but it's like piercing red little beads on his bro.
And he's covered. And I was like, damn, he fine.
Yeah, the way he's sitting,
I have
very,
a problem.
very like he's like dominating the space, and I'm like, bro, he looks crazy.
And there was a crib next to him, right?
Yeah, there was a crib.
Was there a baby that got murdered?
I'm assuming.
That's what I'm assuming.
I didn't hear no crying. I'm gonna just say that.
Yeah, so maybe get murdered, and then the husband's already turned, and then she gets cut to black. So we know what happened to her.
Oh my fucking God, she fucking dead.
Yes,
she
Miss
honestly,
Keisha.
they kind of deserved it, even though they're not really dead.
They're KKK members.
Fuck them.
But this is where we start. There's some. Oh, they're preparing the juke, but I will say there's a scene that I really loved where. Stack is teaching Sammy how to eat pussy.
Hey,
so
it comes
good.
back,
It does
and
come
I was
back.
like, okay.
It's so good. He's like, don't put that much pressure. Like kind of like you eating ice cream. And I was loving it, bro. That shit's so funny.
Shit. We gotta learn somehow.
Yeah, that's true. But they're preparing the juke.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of coming together, making food, drinks, and you got. Doing the signs, like everything is coming together. They're all doing fantastic.
Yeah, they hire Cornbread. He's working the fields, and Stacks comes over. It's like, hey, I have another job for you. I love this scene.
This scene is so good
because he's like, oh, this is my wife, and then out of nowhere, he's like, well, fuck your wife.
Oh yeah, because he curses to him, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Don't curse to me in front of my wife." He's like, "Oh, fuck your wife too. She gonna fuck the shit out of you hard when she knows how much money I'm gonna give you."
And then she goes, "How much money you paying?" I was like, I like her.
Yeah, he was like, "That's a good one."
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
cornbread, go make him. Even though damn cornbread,
I know.
Well,
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
orphan baby. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So,
So he joins them. He's like the body, the bouncer.
at the door, yeah.
And once every nightfalls happens, everyone start coming in, and then you got Perlene showing up.
Yep.
And then out of nowhere, you see Mary showing up,
Mhm.
and she knows cornbread. They grew up together, so he lets them in, and everyone's like, Why is she here?"
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
Even
she's
though
not kind of welcome.
Annie's okay with her.
Yeah, Annie's like, yeah, she's family, she's
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
but everyone is kind of like, she's kind of white.
Yeah. But this whole scene,
Beautiful.
Sammy starts to play. He starts to play his music with his guitar and singing, and they do this thing where like music from the past and the future. I don't know how to explain it well, but it's like they just show it's like music from the past is kind of playing, but they're showing also people dancing from time eras, like even girls twerking, and I was like, that's my time era.
Because it's like he's singing with this guitar like the blues, and it's telling you like his voice can transcend time and culture. And then out of nowhere you hear someone with an electric guitar from like the 80s,
I thought
and
that was
then
Kid Cudi.
no, and then you see like someone in the like as a DJ, and then you see people break dancing, some people swing dancing. Like it's such a at first it threw me off because I was not expecting
I was like,
that.
this is not the right movie. This is supposed to be. But then you think about what's the message,
What's
and you're
happening.
Like, okay,
You saw like, oh, okay, I see. It's more of a visual representation of
Yeah.
it, and it's just a beautiful scene about this place that the juke right now transcends everything. Everyone's living their life. Nothing else matters. This is like where everyone's culture starts coming together as one.
yeah,
and
because this is where like it's like that message of like music will bring no matter what, and it's true.
Yeah.
Music is very powerful.
It's
something
a universal language.
Yeah, it's something that I love to just kind of escape the world from sometimes and just put it on.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful scene.
Yeah,
it's a very beautiful scene.
I think you have like African tribe dancers, you got break dancing, people twerking, then you got the Chinese dancers. Like it's just like such a beautiful moment in the movie. Like it was fantastic. And then outside, you see the vampire just from afar, kind of listening to Sammy's voice.
Yeah.
All you hear is Sammy's voice, kind of like not echoing, but like very loud. Like it's like
they're like amazed by it, but like in a trend, or they're like very like
like what's that?
But I also love the transition where you see the building burning. And it's like the building's gone, but they're still dancing on the dance floor, which is something that was gonna happen to them. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad, but the way it's shot, the way it just I'm trying to think of what's that word I'm looking for. Tell me, Jonathan.
Describe it. Transitions.
Transitions into like the building's there, the building's gone, the vampires are watching from afar, they're like amazed by the music. It's scene of the movie.
It makes you kind of like feel like really proud of your culture too, because in Puerto Rico, like our culture's such a big part of us too, that it's like I left being proud of my culture as well.
We have like the history of like the African music, and we have Tainos,
also
and we have all that.
The colonialism that Puerto Rico went. Like it's something that like we can all kind of like,
Can I add? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Can I add
add
more history?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
so apparently the Chinese originally came here to work in the cotton fields, and then they ended up like opening grocery stores in small towns like in the Mississippi Delta,
Yeah.
which is sort of where, I mean, this is filmed in, I think, in New Orleans.
No,
Yeah.
I thought it said Mississippi.
I think
If
it
it's-
is in Mississippi, but I think it's filming. I think it's filming.
Okay,
in New Orleans.
yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, in the Mississippi Delta. So
Mm-hmm.
if you thought like, I feel like a lot of people would think that like the Asian people in this movie is very random, but it actually isn't.
It's like-
part of
They
history.
didn't feel well. I kind of knew. I kind of paid attention in history class.
Yeah.
They didn't feel random.
Yeah,
But I can see why people would think they felt
Because you're
random.
like, oh, it's a black movie, and then you have like the random Asian family, but it's like, no, this makes sense
But
historical wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense history wise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's of course, that's a great addition to it. And you can see like with this scene with the cultures coming together because you see them, they're Chinese dancers and stuff in there as well.
It was just beautiful.
No, it literally such a powerful moment in this movie, which I was not expecting at all. And when I was like, "Oh, this is what's happening," I was like, "Oh, bro," I was just at all. This was such a fantastic moment.
If I had the funds, I would go watch it again.
Oh, bitch, me too. I'm about to pre-order it on Blu-ray.
Would, if I could just waste money, yeah, let's go see it again. But
then this is when they start coming to the front door, and Cornbread's like, "What these white motherfuckers got to do with anything?"
Yeah,
and they're not letting them pass.
And I'm not gonna lie, they start doing their little music with their ukuleles, and I was kind of like, I kind of bop to this too.
Yeah, I was like, okay. It was so funny. Like the cut to them singing is so good because you know that they're evil, but you know they're playing this character.
Yeah,
and the whole time they're like, "Let me in, let me in."
Yeah, and they don't let them in, which is like, smart. And then I love that the guy is like, "We're gonna walk away slowly
in case you change your mind."
Yeah, and they start doing it.
Yeah, like
we're not changing our minds. Bye bye.
And they even mentioned because everyone, I'm not gonna lie, Mary should have just stayed her ass inside, but Mary decides to show up her face. And is like, so why is she in there? She's white, and they're like, she's family.
Yeah, that's when Annie's like, well, she's don't talk. She's family.
Yeah. The home. I was like, she should have just minded her own damn business.
Yeah, but I know since she's maybe white passing, she can kind of send them away.
Yeah,
I know she's trying to help.
Yeah, I get it. She's good hearted. But they end up just staying like kind of like a little bit afar. There's like a little like chair,
log,
a log,
and they sit on it. In between all this, Sammy eats Perline's cooter.
Oh yeah, because he goes, I love that they're start making out and they're gonna have sex, and she's like, wait, I want to try something.
Yeah,
and she's like, no, we have to wash and stuff, and he's like, I just want to taste you. And I was like, ooh.
And then she's moaning, and then one Michael B. Jordan or Stack, he's like, oh, I'm gonna leave him alone.
And then I love he tells the what's her name? What's her name?
I forget names too, so I apologize.
Grace. He tells Grace, he's like, go listen to my cousin, and she goes, oh,
her reaction was so funny. It was so funny. So Mary decides to see what is up these people's deal, so she's talking to them.
She's kind of like, because she's white passing, she's like, I can probably get them in their good side or something. Let's see if they have good intentions.
Yeah, let's make sure they're not like KKK members or something like that. So they're singing this song, which honestly I was kind of like, again, like, damn, it's kind of bop too. And he's explaining to her something about music and ancestors. I'm forgetting.
It's kind of like that they feel the same way with music with their ancestors, but the whole point,
it's kind of the vampire's motive here.
Yeah, and like the whole point is that it's kind of like a metaphor to like how Caucasian people would kind of steal from black culture.
Yes,
because the blues was like basically literally the blueprint of all music that you hear now. And it's kind of like these vampires are trying to steal Sammy because of his voice and music, and they can use that for their own good, for their own benefits.
Yeah, and the deeper meaning is that Annie will later explain that in this universe, at least, or in vampire lore, I guess, their souls are stuck in their bodies. It's a dead body, but their soul stays stuck in it, so they never got to ascend to heaven or hell, wherever they were supposed to go. Technically heaven, because if they're stuck here, they're in hell. Yeah, I guess. So Sammy's music, the Marek, that's his name.
Who?
The vampire?
Oh, Remick.
Sammy's voice and music can bring him to his ancestors, to his family, with the power it has.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of like, okay, that's a cool power.
Yeah, like that's kind of sick. So they're just trying to like, hey, like with his power, we can bring everyone.
Yeah. So he's trying to turn Sammy, so Sammy can help them ascend to their ancestors. So that's kind of his motive.
Yeah. But then this is where Mary kind of gets close with them, and they're about like reveals his eyes, and she kind of backs away, and she goes like, "Well,
She
you
pulls
guys
a gun
stay
out
away."
on
Oh
him.
yeah, she pulls out the gun.
Also, I forgot to mention the way, because Michael Stacks sends her over. He's like, okay, go talk to them. But he's like, but let me give you a gun. There was no fucking reason for her to turn
Hell
her
no.
ass around and be like,
And,
yeah.
like,
And
here-
for him to slide the gun, like, I was like, ooh, oh my God.
The chemistry, it's just the chemistry. I was like,
Yeah.
this is hot.
Um,
But then she pulls out the gun and he's like, "You guys stay the fuck away from us." And then she goes to leave.
when she's walking away and from a distance, blurry, you see his eyes, and then he jumps up like he floated over to her.
Yeah.
But it immediately cuts to Perlene singing during
You're
her,
like-
her number, which
Mhm.
honestly loved again.
Amazing.
And I was like, oh, this bitch got turned.
Yeah, it's so good because I wasn't expecting the motherfuckers to fly. Not gonna lie, it threw me off and it scared me. But it just cuts away. She's dancing.
It's also the way that the sound. This is sound design in this movie.
The sound
It's
design is so incredible.
There's a score later. It's the score when they're all arguing at the door,
oh yeah.
trying to be with cornbread, I believe, and
Yeah.
they're all. It's the score when they're all revealing themselves and talking to each other, and they're like, "Grace, don't shut up, don't say nothing." That score of them arguing back and oh my God, it was so good. Y'all go see this damn movie.
Yeah, I will
Um,
say the composer, he's like an incredible composer. Was it Ludwig? What? Ramson? Oh, Ludwig Göransson. Yeah, he is. I think it is Swedish. He's done like. He's like one of the best composers right now. He's in Tenet, Black Panther, Oppenheimer, Sinister,
Everybody on Oppenheimer.
Venom, Creed, Turning Red.
I watched that.
Yeah, this man
I like
has
that.
done like everything, and it's always iconic. So the fact that he killed it, he fucking killed it. In this
I'm
movie.
pre-ordering this vinyl as soon as I get the chance to, because
Yeah.
and I will be listening to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In my room when I'm in my feelings.
But yeah, she shows up. She's like dancing with everyone. She out of nowhere,
Well,
she just starts dancing and wanting to make out with Stack.
Hold on.
Oh.
Because she shows up and she's like, "Hey, cornbread, can you let me in?"
Oh yes.
And I was like, "Oh shit!"
And he's like, yeah.
Like, you were in here, right? Yeah, just
Come
walk
in.
in. You were already here. Like, why are you asking me? And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, like it's like, oh no, why he do that? Like it's
Well,
just
he doesn't know, and it's
Yeah.
her, and it's like,
You didn't notice that?
No.
Oh,
"Oh,
yes.
girl."
When she said that, I was like, oh fuck. Like the way she's so slick was like, what's up? Because even Cornbread didn't know she was outside because he didn't know the plan.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure at this moment you also see vultures already on top of the juke.
That I didn't notice. So I
Yeah,
have to
so
check.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
because they're around.
Mm-hmm.
So
So-
I was like the little deal. I was like, oh, she's already turned.
Because it feels like normal
And-
conversation.
yeah, and I'm looking at her neck, but you don't see it. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God. And it's hidden in her dress.
Yeah. But then she comes in, she's like dancing, she goes up to Stack and just starts making out with him. And he's like, come on, let's go away. So he's like, okay, fine. So they go, they start fucking, they start like making out and shit.
And then while this is all happening, the music's getting like louder and like it's getting intense, the beat. And I'm like, oh my God, oh
It's
my
like
God,
leading-
shit's about
it's
to
like
go.
leading to
'cause
something.
Shit's gonna go down right now. This guy playing poker got cut in the face, so they're dealing with this other issue. The other brother's dealing with this other issue.
and the Smoke is like, go get Stack. So to Sammy, Sammy goes, opens the door, and you just see Mary just riding the shit out of Stack. He closes it, goes, I'm not messing with with them right now.
So then he tells Smoke to go, and he does, and Snack's already getting deaded.
Yeah, my motherfucker's just laid out,
Oh my
blood
fucking God, she
everywhere.
fucking dead.
Yes, he is.
And you know, I didn't know that he was gonna turn. I thought he was just gonna die.
Oh, really? I saw it in the
'Cause
trailer.
you see, I
Unfortunate.
missed all that, so I was like, okay, he's alive.
The scene from the door where he's like, "Come on, let me in."
You see,
That's in
I
the
didn't-
trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, she gets up, and the way it's just shot so beautiful, and she is just serving the biggest C word in the world.
Well, she gets up.
She gets up, covered in blood.
She doesn't say it yet. She gets shot first.
Oh yeah, he immediately do, 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 do.
Yeah. He doesn't think about it. And then she gets up, and that's when she's like, we are all gonna kill y'all tonight. And I was like, oh.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of laugh when she's like, hee hee. and runs.
Yeah.
And she runs away.
It gave me kind of Deadite vibes where
Yeah.
like they're kind of playful. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I was cracking up when she was running away.
Yeah.
But she just the way she looks with the blood on her face and then the piercing like little beady. Oh my god, it was just so. She looks menacing but fucking sexy at the same time. It was like a lot of emotions, like a lot.
There's a lot of parts with this movie where if I had a hand in drawing, I would draw it.
Honestly, I see that.
I would
I'll
draw
think
it.
about it.
Thank you.
We'll see.
There's two specific ones. The ones of Grace and her husband while burning.
Oh, that one's cool.
I want that. I would love that as a painting.
Yeah.
Even though I have no room. But I still want it. And then the other one is the main vampire guy towards the end. There's a specific shot of him in the water.
Oh
Where
yeah.
he's kind of already messed
With
up, but
like
his
the-
eyes are showing too, and he looks really demonic, and the nails.
Yeah. This shot, I'm
So
telling you, the
many.
cinematography in this movie is incredible.
Anyways.
But this is where shit just starts going down.
Yeah, so they kick everyone out.
They're like, don't. Smoke is dead. Stack is dead.
Yeah,
Everyone fucking leave. We had a good night. Goodbye.
And our mainstay. So my mains is Perlene, Sammy, Annie, the drunk guy. What's his Delta. And Smoke.
Oh yeah.
And did I miss anyone?
Am I missing someone else?
I said
no, I
everyone.
think that's.
Grace.
Oh,
Grace.
Grace.
Yeah. And Grace sends her husband to go get the car because their daughter's home alone, so it's Gina. And I was like, damn. And he kind of left alone. He didn't leave with the big group of the
Well, we don't know anything. He goes up to go with his
Yeah.
car, and then we're kind of just focusing
Yeah.
on Smoke.
Oh, and Delta was watching the door because Cornbread had to go pee.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's some creepy talking in the background, and
They're like, it's Cornbread.
it cuts to black. I'm like, damn, Cornbread gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So Smoke is like not letting go of Stack, and he's like, no, my brother's not dead. What are you talking about? And this is where immediately she goes, we need to move that body. We need to move it outside or something, because that you shot that bitch and she got up like nothing's happening. I don't think we're fighting normal people.
Yeah.
And
So who comes to the door first?
so
Oh, Cornbread.
Cornbread
Cornbread
shows up,
appears. Yeah.
and Cornbread's like, yeah, what's up? Can I come in?
Let me come in there.
And they're like, nobody talk. Like, it was like, shut up. Everyone shut up. And he's like, you've been here all fucking day. Why are you asking for permission to come in?
and you acting like you just can't push us out of the way. And
You're
come
a
in.
big boy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just trying to be polite. Which, if you know, Cornbread isn't very polite. He's kind of an asshole. Like, that's just his personality. Like, everyone loves him and everything, but he is kind of rough. And then they're like kind of suspicious, and even Smoke's like, yeah, motherfucker, like, you've been here all day. Now all of a sudden you're caring about being polite and being nice, and where does this come from? He's like, well, I'm trying to live a wonderful life. And he looks really fake. Like, this vampire is struggling.
Yeah. Well, and then he's like, well, Smoke, pay me and I'll leave. And he's like,
He goes like this. Like, he
So he could-
instead of reaching out, he's like this.
so because Smoke will have to stick his hand out. And Smoke pulls out the money, and Annie's like, don't do that. Don't give him the money. And he does.
Yeah, but
And
he's a man of his word. So he's like, here. He reaches out, bro.
he grabs him to bite him in the arm, and Smoke has a real fast reflex where he shoots him right in the fucking head.
Yep, and he's like all fucked up. He falls flat. They come back in. They shut the door, and then you hear dum dum dum, and then you turn around. It's the door where Stack is at, and fucking Sammy puts his ear in to see if he can hear something, and a knife shows up and almost stabs him in the face.
I jumped.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh fuck. It's so good. And then you see it's just Stack already turning. His eyes are like already turning evil, and then he's like banging his head. He's like, come on, just let me out, brother. Like, I'm just trying to be with you guys.
So that
hot.
scene I saw on IMDb is that it was inspired by The Shining with
Oh, here's Johnny. Like,
yeah, when I don't know them characters' name.
Jack Torrance.
Yeah, Jack. He does that where it's like the camera's like looking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the Shining shot where
Yeah,
he
the Shining shot.
she's in the Shelley Duvall is inside, and
Yeah.
he's just
Shelley
kind of
Duvall.
like yelling at her through the door. That's actually really, you see, the only Shining remake that is not obnoxious, because everyone's always like the hallway or the twins. That's like the two references you gotta do, or the
Twins.
bathroom.
The-
No, that shot is cool.
That shot, but the door one's been done. Chucky's done it.
Well, he's on the
He's the door with the hole in the door.
Yeah,
It's like,
but also the shot where the camera's facing up and you can. It's like a
that's not done a lot.
yeah.
yeah.
The
Yeah, I know what shot. Yeah.
that's a great reference.
Well, I was kind of like, can you just push the door down? Or are you guys not strong ones? Like, is this world where like they're just regular
like
kind
normal
of people, but you know they got the vampire?
Well, he answers your question.
He sure does because he pushes that door open. I was waiting. I was like, okay, he's just fucking. He has to be fucking with them. He's
Yeah.
Abigailing them, like you
Yeah.
know. So like,
But then Annie comes in with a jar of pickled garlic
pickle.
and throws it on his face, and he runs away all
I
burning.
thought it was holy water.
I thought so too, but I'm
I
like,
know
what
she
the
got
fuck?
the, but I'm like,
Just
she's not
in
a
case.
priestess, but how? But then she's like, oh, that's garlic butter or garlic pickles, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
so that's another one that we know now.
So I'm like, okay, cool. They're doing the door and the garlic, so that's cool.
So they set
But
up the
this
rules.
is where while she's telling the lore of the vampires, you see them listening, and then cuts to them preparing for war. They're like, we need wood and stakes, and then they're throwing the chairs on the floor, sharpening it,
Silver.
so they got all the bullets and
Even
everything.
though I feel like he said, oh, we don't have silver, but these bullets will just have to do.
yeah, I think so.
Because I think the only silver thing
yes,
is
the guitar,
which I was like, oh, the guitar has silver on it.
And that's why, it comes back, and then they prepare all the garlic and everything, and then we see that Annie's doing something by the poker table. She throws something and she reads it, and then she turns around to smoke and goes, "When I turn, you need to kill me.
Yeah, she
I don't
knew.
want to turn." And it's kind of like she's kind of reading her future. And he looks and he goes, "I don't give a fuck what that says. You're staying safe." And they're all. This is where they find a body on the floor with a pool of like what looks like blood.
It's the guy that got cut in the face.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think he got turned though.
Well,
I was thinking, I was like, oh, that's true. They don't know. So I was, he might have just passed out from that damn gash on his face. But like, okay.
But then there's like such a giant puddle of something. So then they're like, we need to move that body out. So it cuts to them just like putting it outside. And then they look over and all the vampires, it seems like the whole town got turned.
They turned everyone that left. So I was
Yeah.
like, damn, they got everybody up in this bitch.
Everyone turned.
Yeah, so I was like, they didn't show it, but that was the reveal. I was like, damn. I was like, oh, maybe they're just fighting these four fuckers. No.
Yeah, no.
Everybody.
And then they're all dancing. They're doing like this Irish dance.
Very
and,
From Dusk Till Dawn with all the
Yes.
vampires outside. Yeah.
And then Remick kind of killing it with the. I was like, damn.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was like,
This was a bop.
kind of fire.
This was
Kind of
about-
fire. And then.
Little Irish self. Like,
And I love that in the background you see Michael B. Jordan and Halle
And Mary,
Steinfeld
yeah.
just whoa,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo.
with the eyes glowing and everything.
Yeah.
It looked really cool.
They look so sick.
But then they taste it, and it's like, this isn't blood. This is like the wine or the beer.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh fuck, we just threw someone else.
And I love that it cuts him. Guys,
Yeah.
what the fuck's happening?
And then Cornbread's like, oh, and then they open the door, but Cornbread grabs them right last minute. This is when everyone starts walking up to the door, and we get the whole argument with that score going during this argument. Pretty fire.
It's so good because it's literally just a separation, and they're just waiting for someone to just say anything like welcome or come in, whatever. Thank God they didn't have a mat that said welcome because it would have been fucked.
That's true. That's true.
Or the juke in the sign, Grace wrote, "Welcome in."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, Grace, what the fuck?
We didn't say to put that. I love that they only had red for the sign.
Yeah.
Red is blood.
And then if you notice, Stack is always wearing red. He
Yeah.
turns into the vampire.
Yeah.
And
So-
they're kind of going back and forth. And Remick says, because this is where we meet Grace's husband coming back in and going, come on, let's get into the car.
While Cornbread was eating the other guy, and she's like, she thought about it too.
Because he looks normal, and we haven't seen
I
him
was like,
since.
no, girl. No,
Yeah.
there's no way he's standing there all calm talking about, come on,
Yep.
we'll run.
But
No.
then- Yeah, but then Cornbread gets up close and they're not biting each other. And it's like, oh, this motherfucker already turned.
Yup.
And his eyes start turning already beady.
Yep.
And then, so
They use her
Remick-
daughter as a, hey, we'll go get Lucy or whatever her name
yeah,
was.
he said, let us in, or if not, Lisa.
Lisa, Frankenstein.
Then he goes, let us in, or if not, we're just gonna take care of your daughter. And remember that I know exactly how you like to be licked. And I was like, and he says that in Chinese.
He does.
I love.
Oh, yeah,
I
'cause-
love what she says. That white devil just spoke Chinese to me.
Yeah. Well, because they make this rule where whoever he bites, he has the memories of.
They
so
all
he
share
learns.
a
It's
memory.
It's like a hive mind, so he learns about everyone. So I was like, "That's a cool power.
That's really cool.
That's a cool
Yeah.
power." So yeah, well, again, the score during that argument, it's amazing. They're using Grace because she's technically the weakest in the link, but also the baddest ass, because I was like, that's me. She's reacting without thinking in anger, and that would be me, and then I get my ass beat for doing that.
And then
but
my thing is that she
badass
reacts,
moment, yeah.
and you might be like, oh, what a dumbass. But it's like, you have to think about her situation. Like, I understood why she reacted.
Trust me, I was not mad at her. When she said, come on in, motherfuckers, she was
like,
ready to fight. I was like, oh, that's my bitch. Let's go. You know?
Yeah, everyone's like, okay, let's go. So they all open the barn door or the big ass door, and they all start walking in.
Guys, when she says welcome in, everyone's like, this bitch. Well, the guy next to me, she's like, damn, she just fucked them. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, she kind of did, but that was fucking badass, because she said she lit up the, what is those? Molotov
cocktails.
She got her steak. Everyone's getting up, and when the barn door opens, if you watch this in IMAX, the screen opens.
Yeah,
it does the aspect ratio changes, and she throws her Molotov. She misses.
No, well, he fucking slaps the shit out of that.
Yeah.
I was like, you did nothing.
But then she goes for her husband, and she's on fire, stabbing him in the heart, and they're both dying while on fire. It's beautifully dark.
Yeah, it's super dark,
Yeah.
and like, she at least managed to kind of save her husband in a way. They kind of both end up perishing, you know.
And then all the vampires rush in. They start fighting everybody. More people that were not dead came out of nowhere and started helping them. I don't know where the fuck they came from.
Out of nowhere, I'm like, wait, who's that? I thought it was like 4 of y'all.
Very confusing. I was like, who is who? I don't know, but
the action is so lit that you're like, forget about everything. Like, everyone just fighting. I was confused here in one moment because, unfortunately, Annie gets bit.
Yes.
And she looks at Stack, and Stack pushes, was it Mary away or something? Pushes her away, and then he comes over and goes to stab her in the heart. And then Mary goes, we gotta go. And I was like, wait, what just happened?
Okay, so I saw it as they wanted her to, because her and Mary seem to have been friends before. So she's like, oh, you just turned her, we're gonna be friends.
Oh, like,
we're gonna
I guess
now we're gonna
sense.
be one again.
Yeah.
But then she ends up dying, so she's sad about that. She still doesn't get her friend Annie.
I see. Because then
her
Stack
friend
was
is
like,
still
come on.
dying.
Because Stack was like, come on, let's go. And then they leave. And I was like, oh, what just happened there?
They want them to have this life with them.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess that makes sense.
That's how I saw it. So yeah, Mary leaves, and I'm gonna say it now before I forget. Mary runs, and she doesn't stop running.
Yeah. Oh yeah. that girl's on. She's gone.
Even though they don't really show us till later. So
but the fight, this is just like one giant long scene of just fighting. It is just so fucking fantastic.
Delta sacrifices himself. The Delta sacrifice reminded me of From Dusk Till Dawn, when the son sacrifices himself for the dad.
Oh yeah.
And he's getting bit by a bunch of them at the once. That's what happens to Delta here.
Yeah.
He sacrifices so Smoke and Sammy and Perline can go upstairs and run out the back.
Yes. So then they go. Smoke is on the second floor, and then he's fighting Stack, and they have a scuffle, and he tells Sammy to leave.
Perline gets turned.
Perline,
She gets
unfortunately,
bitten.
gets turned. Oh, we forgot the fucking garlic scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry. We'll go back.
We'll go back about 5 minutes.
They're in a circle, and they're like, we're gonna test who's a vampire that we don't know, so everyone grab up garlic and just eat it. So they're eating it, and Perline's like, I'm not fucking eating that shit. And I love that Grace is like, we don't got some of the pickled ones.
Yeah.
And then they all start eating it, and then Perline is like, I don't want to do this. And they immediately pull a gun on her.
Which in my head, I'm like, it can't be her. There's always one person that says no, but they're not the ones.
It's like the red herring kind of. But she is really not wanting to, but then she eats it. Everything's fine.
Because they pull a gun on her.
Yeah.
And I love that Sammy's like, bro, chill. And Smoke's like, shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, he smacks him in the fucking face. It is true. It's like, no, this is life or death.
Yeah, so she eats it, and she kind of like, and I'm like, oh wait, we're really doing this? But then Delta eats one, and he starts like oh, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be Delta. Nobody.
Delta is just super drunk.
Yeah. It turns out to be nobody. He's really funny. He has
so
a lot of
good.
funny lines. I just can't remember them, but see the movie and you'll see why.
It's his acting is so real. Like, I'm like, man, I know someone like that. Like, the way he acts, or like when we introduce to him and Sammy wants to start playing the guitar, he's like, yeah, no, this is my street. Like, because he's like, you're gonna start taking money from me.
Yeah.
No, but he's fucking great. He ends up passing, unfortunately. So then Perline gets turned. Sammy ends up leaving.
Yeah, he runs out the back, which he falls.
Yeah, because it's on the second floor. Just a dip down.
But he gets caught by the main vampire dude with really long nails now, Nosferatu. And I was like,
yeah,
daddy.
And
Anyway.
then they start taking him to like the pond that's like right next.
Yeah, he kind of starts drowning him. He does a prayer, and the vampire prayers back to him.
Yeah.
And
I thought, okay, at this moment, I said, "Oh, do you think because he's gonna be the new preacher that he's gonna turn the water into holy water? Because that's what it is. Holy water just blessed the water.
that is true.
So I was like, what if he just like blesses the water and then they all start burning because
maybe
it's
that's
holy
what he was
water?
trying to do.
No, I think he was just scared.
He was just scared. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. I thought that's what was gonna happen.
Yeah, but even though, if I remember the rules, you can't do it unless you're an actual priest, and he's not technically an actual
thought he was-
priest. He's just a son.
But I thought he was gonna be. I guess maybe.
I know he's turning.
Yeah.
But I think since he hasn't done the whole process.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been able to.
I see.
If I remember.
Yeah, that's true.
But he has a guitar in his hand.
Has
and I remember it's
yeah.
like this guitar has like a really big ass silver circle on it, which looks really cool. I don't know why, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks sick.
And
he smashes it on his head and it stabs him and it starts burning Remick. And the sun, while you see the sun's coming up in the background, and then the sun comes up and they all start burning. And it's so cool how they burn because the Remick starts like, it's like a spiral, almost like a tornado.
It's like he went up to heaven.
Yeah.
In a way. Yeah.
And he just kind of vanishes and they all start running away trying to go into the sawmill, but then they start burning and just perishing.
And while they're burning, they're showing the main people that we knew that were still alive burning.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where Mary at?
Yeah. Where's she at?
And then the twin brothers, it looked like Smoke may have killed Stax.
Yeah, because he has a stake over him, and then he said something like, "I'm sorry, I didn't keep you safe." And he's like, "Brother, you've always kept me safe."
Yeah.
And then it just kind of cuts,
It
and
cuts
then we
back.
see
That's when Sammy gets attacked.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Then Smoke ends up.
Oh, the vampire dude confesses to them what was going to happen to them at this juke this night. We completely. That's a big detail. He told them, these two fuckers here are KKK members. They were gonna come and burn the fucking juke down and kill y'all all inside of it.
Because the person that sold it to you is the dragon, which they have such weird names for
whatever.
that. The Grand Dragon,
the main guy, and he said, "I turned them, and I'm saving your life here." So that's why he was trying to come in originally.
Yeah,
his original thing. So it is the next morning. So these members do show up, and
they're about to open the door to just shoot him up, but then you get Stacks or Smoke sitting in the back just sniping them
because they talked about this gun, and he's like, "It's in my truck, I can't get it right now," because it was already the night where there was already the vampires outside. So he kills all these KKK members.
Such a scene. It's a slow-mo scene of just him shooting all of them. So sick.
He blows one of them up. He does get shot, and he takes the shot like a champ.
Yeah, and he's about to shoot the guy that sold him the thing, the
and
Grand
he just
Dragon.
had to throw the N-word a few times. I was like, this motherfucker, kill him.
He's the Grand Dragon. Isn't that fucking weird? Yeah, they got like weird ass names.
It also feels racially inappropriate saying the Grand Dragon.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I thought you hated that culture.
Y'all
already.
are just the worst.
Yeah. But then he's like, I got money, and he like shoots him in the fucking like just keeps shooting at him.
But before he sees his ex and his baby, so he's already it's Annie like he's dying.
Yeah, which
is another part of like his soul is about to go.
And when Annie goes to that, he's like, I'll be waiting with him, and she's breastfeeding it and the baby, and he passes them to him. So he already, once he grabs that baby, it means he is dead. Like that, he already passed. And Sammy is getting to the church. And he just opens the door, and it's just his dad is just has a mass, and
this is what you missed.
Yeah,
it's
I guess
the same
this
scene.
Is the
it's just
intro.
We don't get the flashbacks of the night before because we just saw it.
Gotcha. And then he's just covered in blood, and then he's like, let go of the guitar,
and he ends up leaving because Sammy did tell his cousins that he wanted to leave. He doesn't want to be the preacher's son. He wants to pursue music and go to Chicago, which he ends up doing. And when it skips to 1992, I'm like, damn, this fucker's old, because it was 1936.
Yeah,
and I was like, he was already like
he was like 20 at least, like 18. I would say.
So I was like, damn, he's still going.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's like
has his
80.
own
He's like
club.
80, maybe 90s at this point.
Yeah, he has his own club. He's singing, and
he still has a scar on his face.
He has the scars. Yep, and he goes to take a drink on the bar. And he turns around and you see Stack.
Well, yeah, because
Murray.
his bodyguard's like, hey, I got a few guys don't want to come in. Is it cool? Because they're already closed.
And he goes, come in.
And I was like, oh my God, who is it? Because, okay, I knew Mary.
She kind of disappeared.
They didn't show her, and I was like, okay, maybe her burn scene got cut out or something. I don't know. But when they walked in, I was like, Smoke surprised me.
Yeah.
Even though Stack surprised me.
Yeah, me too.
Because I was like, okay, they didn't show him kill him, but my mind was so involved in this, everything going on. I was like, maybe he did kill him.
Yeah.
Mary, I was expecting only her.
Yeah, I was like, if anything, just her.
Mm-hmm.
But then I said, we didn't see him fucking die. We didn't see him die.
They both showed up like a hot ass couple.
Oh my gosh, she looks so good. My goodness.
Michael
And
Jordan.
his sweater was amazing. I love that sweater.
I want it.
I know, me too.
Mm-hmm.
And they sit next to him, and then what happened was that Smoke let him live because he couldn't kill his brother, and he said, "I'm gonna let you live, but you need to leave Sammy alone.
Yeah.
Leave him out of this." And they showed up because Sammy doesn't have much time left.
Yeah, he knows that.
So they're offering him, "Hey, you can continue doing what you want, and I'll give you the eternal life, basically." And Sammy goes, "I've already seen a lot of shit in this world. I'm good."
And he said that the best day of his life was that day.
He's like, do you feel the same way? He's like, of course. It's like, that was the best night. Everyone was celebrating, and that's the memory that he keeps coming back to, is that moment.
I was crying.
That scene is so
was
powerful.
together. Everybody was together. Everyone had one last hoorah. And we all have those moments where, like, it's like that one saying, it's like, oh, you one time went outside with your friends one final time, and you never knew that was the last time.
That's true. It's like that coming of age kind of story. Yeah.
We all played Dead by Daylight one last time, and we never went back.
That's true.
Sad. That's a true story.
Yeah.
We're still together. But,
one day we're going to do the podcast, and it'll be the last time we'll do the podcast together.
Know it, imagine.
Yeah. No, we'll know it because we'll probably talk about it.
I hope so.
We'll probably do a goodbye episode or something.
I hope so. I hope we don't leave on a bad note like Easter Killing 2. I ended up watching the sequel.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna cut real quick, guys. Sorry, before I forget. The sequel starts, and you know what the title card is? You know how the title is supposed to be Easter Bunny Massacre 2? The title card in the movie is Easter Killing 2.
Oh my god.
So I was like, am I watching the right movie?
It's the whole mess up.
And then the killers, gay. 2 guys.
They listen to us.
And you know what the girl says at the end? It's the same premise. Something happens, everyone has a secret, and it's the
like,
same
who
premise.
did it?
Who did it? The killers end up being 2 guys loving each other, gay. And then she's like, you've been watching too many horror movies. Scream.
Oh my
I was like,
god.
they're playing on the Billy and Stu thing.
Yeah, they are.
But actually gay.
That's funny.
Anyway, sorry. Easter Killing 2, half star. Go ahead.
So yeah, then the whole time they're talking, Mary's just sitting on his lap looking fine as hell.
He has her arm around her. They're listening to Sammy do music with the same guitar.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, because they're like, can you play us the music? Because he's like, the recording is shit from, I want to hear the real thing. And he sings the same song that he sang in the car to Stack.
Which was about his dad? The song was about his dad?
So I think the music is kind of represent that he's trying to be his authentic self. And that the dad wants him to be a preacher. And because he tells him, you're going to sing at a club full of sinners and the devil's going to come and get you guys, which is he was kind of right.
Because he's kind of like, oh, keep dancing with the devil. He's going to show up.
Exactly. And he's kind of like, even though it did happen, because the whole time he was scared, he's like, oh, fuck, my dad was right. He still is like, this is my passion, and he knows the power he holds with that. Yeah. So he is becoming his authentic self, and then these, Stack and Mary want to listen to that moment because it reminds me of that good time. Yeah. That they had. And the movie ends there.
They say their goodbyes.
Yeah, they say their goodbyes.
It's really sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. And yeah, they kind of like ended in kind of like a good note. Like, they're kind of they leave them alone.
It's crazy how it was in a weird way
a good
happy ending.
Yeah, because he got his life.
Yeah, like everyone kind of got, like Smoke got to be with his son again and his ex-girlfriend wife.
And he said it was painful to visit them. So like.
Even though it's afterlife, it's a happy.
He got a conclusion in a way, like he got to see them,
and then Stax and Mary still got to be together.
They can actually be together without feeling like any pressure from society.
Well, once life ended, I don't know. It's weird to explain, but it's really beautiful in a dark, happy way.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there is one more end credit scene way after the credits, which is Sammy in the church doing the song again by himself.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what you see.
But that is Sinners.
That is Sinners. That is amazing movie.
Yeah.
Amazing movie.
Fantastic. So we forgot to do it at the beginning, but we were already glazing this movie from the very beginning, so it's a fine. Like we do with every movie, we go to Letterboxd and give this rating a review. Carlos, what is your rating and review?
So I gave it a 4.5, but I did give it a heart as well. I can't give it a 5 because I felt like at some moments in the movie for me, it was kind of dark and hard to see. I didn't have my glasses.
No,
so
it was very dark. It was very dark.
I understand that the lighting was very natural, and I do appreciate that because we can't have LEDs in the 1930s. I know. But there were some moments at night where I wish I could see a little more of the faces. It's just really hard to see the vampires sometimes, especially with the makeup. Like I wanted to see more of it.
Yeah.
But I said humor, scares, seductive, the cast, the soundtrack, and vampires. Saw it in IMAX, and Sinners checked all the boxes and gave me all the feels. Give me more.
Give me
And two
more.
people liked it.
Whoa. Okay, I misspelled Haley Steinfeld's last name, so I want to fix that. But I gave it also a 4.5. I do agree. I feel like a lot of parts were really, really dark, and I'm like, I don't know if the theater is this, so I want to rewatch it because of that.
Oh, and one more thing I was also weirded out by, which is why I kind of went down a little bit. The fighting scene, people showed up that were not there, and I was very confused.
Yeah.
I know we said it already, but like I was kind of like a few more extras were there, and I was like, where these people come from?
Yeah, it's true. I was confused with like the KKK members at first. For me, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like the whole like they're coming to get you. I was like, and I also wish we had more of the Native American tribe trying to help them. That could have been kind of cool because like they joined forces because they kind of went through the same thing. So because I felt like it felt random to have them and then never show them again. But I feel honestly that shit. But it's not even a bad thing. It's just it's something that I just noticed honestly. But I wrote the music, the chemistry, and I would have felt hard for Haley Steinfeld. My God, I love her.
Thank you, Vin.
Fantastic movie. Daddy of the movie. I mean,
so
okay.
I was contemplating. I was like, which Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Michael B. Michael.
But also the main vampire dude, really hot. And I would have said the main vampire because I like vampires, y'all. But then Michael B. Jordan turned into one, and I wasn't expect. And I didn't remember that in the trailer or expecting. I was like, vampire Mike. I want vampire Michael B. Jordan. Spit that one.
I can see that. I can see that.
Stacks.
Okay.
Stacks is my daddy of this movie.
Okay. I mean, mine's gonna have to be Haley Steinfeld. I mean, come on.
Honestly?
Or Annie. Annie was another one where I was like, damn.
Yep.
Like,
also,
love her.
Can we, now that we saw Michael B. Jordan as a vampire, can he be the new Blade? I'm just saying.
They should have. Ryan Coogler said his favorite vampire is Blade. Like, why the fuck didn't they have this man direct the Blade movie?
He already did Black Panther. He's already involved in Marvel. Give him Michael B. Jordan and give him the fucking movie.
And so stupid. I hate it because now I don't even.
We're not gonna get into this, but I'm just saying Michael B. Jordan as a vampire killed it. Very hot. I want him in and out of me. Anyways,
he was a vampire and a vampire hunter in the same damn movie.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I think Stacks definitely. Favorite kill.
Grace's.
Yeah, Grace's was pretty cool.
I love the having to kill her loved one while burning and screaming, and you see the skeleton too after.
Yeah, that one was a cool one. Yeah, that one's a pretty sick one. And is that it? Right. That's it.
Oh yeah. Do we have any comments?
Yeah, so we do have a couple comments.
Wait, that was your favorite kill too?
Yeah. Okay, I would have to agree with that one too, because I'm trying to think. I was like, I don't remember any other one that. I mean, I would say like obviously Smokes, but like his is more metaphoric and it's the whole scene combined. But,
I'm not gonna lie. When he killed the KKK member, that was very satisfying too, because that motherfucker's just getting shot the fuck up, and I was like, yes,
please do it more slower, more. Let's see.
Oh, and just so we know now, we are recording our Wolfman episode after this. So any comments we do now, you won't hear anything next week.
Yeah.
So in 2 weeks, you'll hear comments again.
Yeah.
If you leave them. Which
Oh.
please do.
Yeah,
Go.
little trivia. Buddy Guy, the older Sammy, he's actually a blues guitarist.
Oh, nice.
He's actually a musician.
Oh, sick.
So
Oh, that's
I'm
that's
glad they
really
got
nice,
someone
actually.
like a
Yeah.
real person. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sick, actually. Alrighty. So the comments, like you said, Spotify.
Wait, how old is he? Oh,
So like if you're on Spotify, you can always leave us a comment. People from Apple Podcasts, you're just gonna have to leave a review. But
5 stars no less.
he's 88.
okay,
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so they like really kept the age.
like pretty accurate.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. So this is from an oldie episode. We got someone named Zakier, Zakyer, right? Zakier. From the Psycho Gorman episode,
Oh, damn.
said, "I love this podcast so much."
Oh, thank you, Zach.
Thank you so much.
We try.
I appreciate the comment. This is our friend Troglinchin from The Strangers episode 2008. Hi, daddies.
It's like which strangers?
2008, the better one. Hi, daddies. Took me long enough to, but finally watched it. Must say I was too hyped before. Happens sometimes when I hear nothing good, but good critics and then expect more. Still very effective and intense movie. Really liked the simplicity. P.S. Went to the horror con last weekend and it was amazing. I saw Costas Mandylor and Lee Voicer. Had a pretty good time and felt at home. Already looking for tickets for the next con. Thanks for the episode as always, papas. Well, that's good.
Oh,
I'm glad
you had fun. I'm glad that you had a good experience, so you want to go to more.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Honestly, cons are always so much fun. Even if you don't do anything. Like it's just being in that environment is always very
And I'm glad that you like The Strangers.
Yeah.
Not chapter 1.
Yeah. He said he was expecting more, but
Yeah.
I get it. That movie.
Yeah, sorry if we hyped it up a little bit. You know,
But it is what it is. You know,
I do like the second one. If you want to check that one out, Pray at Night.
I think it's fun.
I like it.
Yeah,
it's more up my alley.
It's very popular. I know that one's pretty popular. This is from our friend Boke in our Abigail movie or film episode.
Yeah, we didn't direct it.
Yeah, sorry.
We
Maybe
could.
one day.
Yeah, maybe.
They said playing catch up, and this was a fun episode. I really avoided this movie because the trailer really spoiled the plot twist. Yes,
agreed.
Very, very true. But you two have made me want to give it a try, so thanks. Also, another name fact: Abigail means my father's joy.
Oh, I love that.
That's pretty good.
Abigail.
In what language? I'll get it.
Thank you, Boke, for that comment.
Thank you so much, Boke. And then from our Deep Blue Sea episode, we do have some. This is from Kelsey. I don't know if you want me to say the last name, so I'm gonna just leave it at Kelsey. A new listener and loving the show. Super fun and right up my spooky alley. Only thing is the volume between voices is kind of uneven, which makes it a bit hard to listen sometimes.
Sorry.
Keep it up though. I'm hooked. Thank you.
Thank you.
The thing is, sometimes we just talk and we get excited and we forget to put the mics in our mouth. And we used to have stands, but then we would just talk like this and then just forget that the mics were there. So yeah, we try.
I mean, if y'all want to donate, we can get like clip mics. I don't know if those are,
No, I think that would be like really bad.
Never mind.
For podcasting,
I
at
tried.
least. Yeah, I mean, we try our best to like try to keep it, and then sometimes we speak a little loud, sometimes
And
we
then
speak
sometimes
low.
I have it right in my mouth, and
Yeah,
but we'll do our best.
We'll do our
Thank you for the feedback. I needed someone to do that, so
Yes.
thank you.
We do appreciate the feedback, and you were really nice about it. So that's always
thank
great.
you.
All right, so then we have Boke as well for our Blue Sea episode. Said Carlos was so cute this episode. Happy belated birthday. Also, John,
Thank
I
you.
get you. I have a phobia of flies, and guess what movie you will never catch my
Really?
ass watching? Thank you, The Fly.
The Fly.
Thank you for your sacrifice for the sake of making your bestie happy and entertaining the fans. It's true.
Thank you.
Like I
Thank
said,
you.
I'll do it for the show.
He
I
just said it,
I'll say it.
even though he tried lying.
Look, I'll complain, but I'll do it for the show.
Thank you.
I'll say it right here, right now. What day is it?
It's recorded. It's recording too.
Sunday,
it's recorded.
April 27th.
Yeah, he said it.
I appreciate the comment.
Thank
and
you.
Bogue left one more for our Easter Bunny Massacre episode. Gosh, I'm so sorry. The celebrity guest The celebrity guest list is getting so big. Y'all ever notice that John and Jesus never been in the same room at the same time? Bro, I was sick. Yeah. And then luckily Jesus made some time because he said he was off on, he had the weekend off.
I was kind of mad because I came up with a joke afterwards to introduce Jesus. I was kind of like, and now introducing, he has actually risen with Riz, Jesus. And I thought about it like during the week. I was like, damn, that would have been a good joke for me.
You know, that happens.
Yeah.
That was such an improv thing. I mean, I wasn't here, you know, because Jesus happened to he had requested PTO and he was going to go to Bali, but apparently it didn't work out. So he just was like, fine, I'll do the podcast. So if you're listening, Jesus.
One of our listeners did tell us, Rod, that funniest opening. So we killed it, and now we got to top that. I don't know how. I might have to invite Space Jade over, but then that means I won't be here. So
wait, why won't you be over? You never want you. I hate that every time we invite her over, you can't make it.
I don't know.
It's like you're sick or something.
I know. It's
you know really who used to do this all the time? Miley Cyrus. Every time they invite Hannah Montana, I'm like, why is this bitch never here?
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
That's weird.
We're gonna have to try something.
We'll do an episode where you put the wig on.
And then you're like,
perfectly.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah. You're Hannah Montana. Oh, that's so funny. If you guys record on Sunday, it'll be a new moon in Taurus. So make sure you cook a good meal. Lots of heart. I'm a Taurus, baby. My birthday coming up. Link on my face.
And I think Frankie is cooking a good meal.
Ooh, we gonna eat good. But yeah, thank you so much for the comment.
Thank you.
So it would be this, because it was last week. So yeah, this Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh dang. And it's a new moon. We're doing a werewolf movie we're after.
Oh, that's right. And you know what we should watch after that?
Twilight.
New Moon.
Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the comments for right now.
Thank you. Did you see the TikTok I sent you? It was like girlfriends watching Twilight with their husband friends.
Oh yeah,
he's
like
I hope nothing happens to Carla. And I was like, damn, I hope she updates us.
I know. I want to see him during that scene. That's just so funny.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: Carla dies.
Well,
for a second.
Spoilers, non-spoilers.
Whatever.
Spoilers.
Whoever listens that has not watched Twilight, I don't know.
Yeah, but commentary track.
I say so.
Okay. Alrighty, well, that is it for today.
Yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Thank you so much. Make sure to leave a like, comment. Let us know what demons you fought this week.
Or last week or next week.
Exactly.
Just predict the future. And join us next week for not the Wolfman, just Wolfman.
Forget the.
Yeah, just Wolfman. And we might have a special guest. Who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows? Shirtless too.
Oh.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's a Patreon exclusive or spicy link.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. And remember,
stay spooky, stay sexy, and please go watch Sinners in theaters right now.
Right now. Buy your tickets right now.
Please just make that one sacrifice. Just one weekend. That's it.
Yeah. Just go. Go on a Tuesday. Have fun. Change your schedule up. I don't know. Do something spontaneous.
Treat yourself.
Yeah. Wait, you already said that. And I already said that. See you in your dreams. Mwah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.